Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the NFL Sunday Morning Show. I'm here with my guy Nikki Stees, the host of the 3 Point Blitz and the NFL Pick'ems every Tuesday night at
Right,
8
that's
p.m.
right.
on the Hardcore Sports Network. How are you doing, Nikki? Because I have a question to kick off the show that is very controversial and very like a big debate.
All right, hit me with it.
All right. I'm just waiting for more people to come in as of right now. But first, guys, we actually have a hockey podcast on the network right now. Nikki, it's called the Ultimate Hockey Podcast. It's a video form. It is up on the channel right now. They may go live as the as they go on, but as of right now, it's a video podcast. And look who's here. How you doing, man?
What's happening, gentlemen?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just promoting our new hockey podcast that we got on the network called the Ultimate Hockey Podcast.
Very cool.
4 guys from Canada just shooting shit about hockey.
I like it.
So, hey, it works here. And I get to say A now. I feel like I can say that now. So, yeah, Bo, what you got up to? What are you up to? Anything?
Like today or just for the week?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Today? You
Today?
doing anything today? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have the Seahawks have the morning game, so I'm gonna go watch that. But we'll talk about that game a little bit later. We also, hey, shout out to the Mariners, headed to the
Right.
ALCS for the 4th time in franchise history, and so that's pretty cool. Hopefully, they can get past Toronto. They do play them pretty well typically, and punch their ticket to their first World Series would be amazing.
Yeah. So, I have not. What? What about
Yeah,
James Franklin? I have not heard anything, Arku. I was out last night, so I'm like,
yeah, what happened?
what happened? I know their quarterback is out for the year. The Penn State quarterback is done. So there's that. But yeah. So for this question, Bo, it's very debatable. Like me and my friends can't stop arguing about it.
Okay,
Are ties ruining the NFL?
I hate ties. So
I do too. You mean you're on the same page? Okay.
yeah, you're asking the wrong person here. I think ties are stupid. It's one of the
Yeah,
reasons why
I'm right there with you.
I hate soccer. I don't want to watch ties, right? Like I certainly don't want to spend 3.5 hours watching a tie. So for me, like even as a player, I would rather lose than tie. Like ties just made me mad, and so yeah. And if you're gonna leave the tie rule in, could we at least get a full length 5th quarter? Right?
Yeah.
Give us the full 15, because some of those drives can eat up almost the entire, extra quarter there. So let's at least have a full 15-minute quarter. But yeah, ties are the worst. We end up with a couple every year, and every time I react this exact same way on a podcast because I'm just like, can we just stop? Like,
I'm right there with you. Nikki.
In ties, yeah, I'm not really a fan of ties, honestly, because
There you go.
it's just like it feels like there's the one Family Guy episode where there's a tie and Peter is in the audience. He yells, "They're both losers."
kind of.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that one. Yep.
Yeah, because that's kind of what it comes across as. Because it's like, oh
Now-
man, it just complicates everything.
To be fair, a couple years ago, the Chargers should have tied because them and the Raiders would have both been in the playoffs. And instead, they did the ridiculous stuff that they did, and they missed the playoffs. So they should have played for a tie. Probably the only time in NFL history that I can argue that a tie would have been good for a team. Would have been terrible for the fans, but it would have been good for a team.
Exactly. Even Justin Herbert's like, I never in my life was hoping for a tie until tonight.
Yep.
I mean, Jesus Christ, they screwed themselves over so bad in that situation.
Yeah, that timeout that changed the game because the Raiders were willing to let it go to a tie. They were like, you know what? We're in it either way. We'll let this clock run out. Doesn't matter. They call a timeout, and they're like, okay. sorry about your luck.
Yeah. So the reason I brought this up, a couple weeks ago, the Packers tied the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
And one of the guys is in the network is a huge Packers fan.
Okay.
So he was like, "We didn't lose, we didn't win." I'm like, "So wait, you wanted a tie? You wanted a tie?" And then he went live trying to like debate me about how ties are good, like with all the records and stuff. See, these guys made the playoffs because of a tie. I'm like,
So
that's not what I'm talking about here, dude.
Actually, a
you're-
tie helped the 2018 Eagles when the Vikings tied the Packers.
Yeah. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're looking at it from a pure mathematical standpoint, of course it does, right? Because it's not as bad as a loss. It's not as good as a win, but it's not as bad as a loss, all right? So if you basically have the same record and you have a tie over the other team, sure, you move on because technically your record would be better. So yes, from a mathematical standpoint, sure, a tie can help you out. From a fan base or a player standpoint, ties suck.
Yeah. The ties suck in general. Like, I was watching a Flyers game last night with a couple of people, and it was in overtime, and I was just like, just please score. I want to go to shootout, but I'm like, I just don't want to tie. And then the Flyers end up losing.
Sure.
I'm like, hey, I'll take that. They lost their second game, but still, I just can't stand ties in any sport.
Yeah,
Any
again,
sport I
like,
can't.
I'd rather take the loss than ties. Like it just
I'd rather
it
win
doesn't
than
make
tie.
sense. Yeah, but win or loss doesn't matter. Like I'd rather be on either side. A tie is just terrible. And then
Yeah, 'cause
for that particular game, an 80-point tie is insane.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. A tie might, because a loss might, for the Packers, if they did take an L, that might have had a way to wake them up a little bit more. Sometimes that could be a blessing in disguise. If it says you lost the game, you probably should have won, to be like, wait a minute. We went into this game, we were favorites and lost. How did this happen?
Yeah.
Sometimes that can wake
Uh-huh.
you up and be like, all right, we got a whole bye week to regroup. Let's get it together. Let's figure out what we can do to come back stronger.
And I can actually make a case for the Green Bay Packers to actually they lost that game despite of a tie. They let the Cowboys come back to tie. They let them come back to tie. I'm like,
yeah.
And
wow.
it doesn't even work in soccer. I don't want to watch a tie in soccer either. Like I don't want to watch ties. Period. I'd rather soccer if it ends regulation time as a tie. Go to a shootout. Do penalty kicks. Let's get a winner.
Yeah. And sorry, Arku, I know you're a Cowboys fan. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
also an OKC fan, so naturally I have to disagree with whatever he's saying.
Yeah.
Go
Right.
Sonics.
I miss the Sonics, dude. I miss the Sonics so much.
Just kidding,
But,
Arku.
dude, it's just like, how can you spend all this time doing research on the past of ties and trying to make your argument better? I just don't care about ties. Wasn't there this one, just like, I can't stand ties. I just want to move on.
Yeah, no, they're the worst.
Honestly,
And then
the
one of the
worst.
supervisors at my job was a Packers fans like, you don't understand. I went outside to my garage and I was punching a heavy bag. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe we tied the Cowboys. So the point being is even some Packers fans are like, yeah, we lost.
I'm just giving that an L, man. I'm
Like,
just
I've
giving that
been-
a pet L.
I've been at Seahawk games where we've tied, and I'm just like, yeah, like again, I'd rather just accept the L or get the win. Like I don't want to be there for a tie, especially like if you're at the game, right? So
Yeah.
you just spent a ton of money on tickets, on food, on parking, all these things for a tie. You're like, we're in the same spot when I arrived here.
Yeah, now we're leaving in the same spot. It's like, I want my money back. Like, give me my money back, dude.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, Arku, we are a front runner for the expansion. When their TV contract comes up at the end of next year, in theory, that will be when they add the next two teams. It sounds like the front runner is us, and then the second one is kind of still a to be determined.
I thought it was Vegas.
Yeah, they keep talking about it, but there's a couple other cities that they're interested in. So Vegas isn't quite the slam dunk that they thought it was before. And yeah, Vegas was the front runner for it, but now there's a couple of cities that sound like either Vegas or Seattle might be in jeopardy.
Who are the other cities then?
I don't remember. I didn't. I don't have that list in front of me, but I had it written down for a different show. But I didn't think to bring basketball stuff to a football show.
Yeah, well, that's our coup for like every time. But hey, at the end of the day, ties are stupid. I just can't stand ties. I'm done with it. I am done. So next up here, Joe Flacco gets traded to the Bengals, and he's starting against the Green Bay Packers. Nikki, how do you feel about this? I find it kind of hilarious.
Yeah, it's ironic. He goes from being with the Browns to start the season, getting benched to Dylan Gabriel. Now all of a sudden he's starting for a desperate Bengals team that's hoping he'll salvage it. It's crazy, man. Nowadays there's so many trades, backup QB swap team to team so many times nowadays. Like, one year you'll see Flacco in a Jets uniform. Next year you'll see him in a Browns uniform. Next year you see him in a Colts uniform. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. That's become the new norm nowadays.
Yeah, he's the new Fitzpatrick, where he's just going to play for the entire league.
Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh McCown paved the way for guys like Joe Flacco and probably guys like Mac Jones maybe one day down the line. And so many others. They're just going to go from teams. Justin Fields is probably going to be like those guys one day. It just that's the new normal now.
Fields is a little tougher though because he hasn't been good anywhere. So at least Flacco, people are like, oh, you know what? We have some history of him being good and Super Bowl winner, all this stuff, right? So people will take flyers on that a lot more. Whereas when you look at Fields, you're like, yeah, he's just kind of not been very good anywhere. So now he's having his better season of his career, but that's not really setting the bar very high because he did nothing in Chicago. His 4 wins with the Steelers were really because of the defense scoring because he didn't do anything in those games. So, I mean, he's had a couple of good games with the Jets already, but I mean, they still end up in L's, so it doesn't really matter.
No. And Joe Flacco could possibly beat the Packers again. He could possibly beat the Packers again. Can you imagine that?
I don't think
2 times in 1 year.
I don't think he does, though. I agree with Arku here, where he's probably gonna get hurt behind that offensive line. Unfortunately for him, this is probably the last stop in his career because he's gonna be in a wheelchair. That offensive line is awful. The defense is awful. That team is 3 players and one of them's hurt. So, probably not the best location for him to go. And although Browning came out in his press conference, said he was pissed, he's going to get his shot because I would bet that Flacco is hurt within the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Not wishing that on the guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not wishing that on the guy. I'm just looking at this team. They do nothing very well.
I'm right there with you. I am like, how old is Flacco now?
In football years or like human years?
Right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, because I think he's 40. But in football years,
he's 40. He's 40. Yeah. Yeah, he's got to retire.
He's in a retirement home.
100%.
Yeah. So Joe Flacco's on the Bengals now. Jamar Chase, I feel bad for him now. I feel bad for Jamar Chase.
I mean, I wouldn't. Like, he's going to deliver the ball. He puts up yards. He just has a tendency to throw interceptions as often as he throws touchdowns. But, I mean, Chase is going to get touches. Like, that. There's no question there. As long as he has enough time to get the ball out of his hand, Chase is going to have 100-yard games. So, I mean, he's going to have everything he wants as a receiver except for wins.
Joe Flacco right now He has 815 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions
Exactly.
with a rating of 60.
Yep.
I'd
But
rather have Browning than Flacco.
well, that's the thing is Flacco will complete more passes, right?
Yeah.
There'll be more yardage. You just aren't going to score a ton. So
Mhm.
it's why I thought everybody was severely overreacting. They're like, he was so good with the Browns. I'm like, what games were you watching? Like, yeah, he put up 200 to 300 yards a game, and then he'd have 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It's like, that's not great. Like, I mean, it's
That's
great
just
compared to
average.
the other. It's great compared to the other guys you have on your roster, but that's a middling quarterback at best. Like that's not going to help you win. So I don't know. Everybody being like, "Oh, he's so good with the Browns." Like, man, we are watching different sports, I guess.
Yeah. How many teams was he on?
What, Flacco?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
What, 4?
So
4 now?
I think it's more than that, honestly. Where? All right, come on, computer. Let's see here. So you got the Browns, Colts, Browns again, Jets, Broncos, Ravens, and that's
Oh,
it.
so 5. Yeah, I forgot
So
about his
5, yeah.
Broncos. I forgot about his Broncos stop.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Arco, I didn't even watch the game last night. I was out, so I'm like, they lose again. My Michigan Wolverines lose again. Not surprising. We're not the same team we were last year. Obviously not. So, if you want to troll me, Arco, go for it. It's just like not going to work. Like I already know my team is not going anywhere this year. I already know that. So, Nikki, the Eagles lose 2 games in a row. How do you feel about it?
Hell, this is obvious. This was some poor play and flaws coming back to bite them. It feels like deja vu from a previous season,
Yeah.
especially after the Giants loss and the way it happened, letting up over 30 points, being able to
Right.
do nothing in the second half. And here's the thing I've noticed the past 3 games, their second half offense has been terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they go from being defending Super Bowl champions in the first half to the second half, their offense is like the 2020 Eagles, just with a different roster, basically. That's what it feels like. It's like it's funny because this is the exact opposite of what they did last season. Last season, they came on strong in the second half, and that's how they won games and got themselves in position to eventually have 3 home playoff games on the road to the Super Bowl to work in their favor. But now, the next season, I don't know what is that Super Bowl hangover. It's the changing. It's mostly the change in offensive coordinator more than anything, and losing key pieces on the defense, especially on secondary. Remember last year we were saying Darius Slay may have lost it a step. Well, look at where we're at without him. I still say Darius Slay in his current form on the Pittsburgh Steelers, shout out to the Steelers for acquiring him, is still better than Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson.
Oh Lord.
I'm sorry, because one of my work buddies, who's a Chargers fan, said, "Oh man, told me that they made a mistake by letting him go." And I DM'd him Friday. I'm like, "You're right. You're right. You were absolutely right about that." Because now we're trash. I mean, we should have gotten Asante Samuel Jr. off free agency or something. It would have been better than Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson. I don't know if it would have been perfect, but it certainly would have been better.
Yeah. Bo, how do you feel about the Eagles losing 2 games in a row?
I mean, you guys are lucky you haven't lost more games, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, there's some very real questions with this team, especially when it comes to the second half of gameplay. You know, obviously, a few weeks ago, you guys end up winning a game that had 0 passing yards in the second half. Like that, you guys are lucky to have won that game. Yeah, this is a very weird team because all of your talent's still there. It's not like you lost a ton of players. You just can't seem to play football together. And so that is a weird chemistry issue, a coaching issue. You can blame some of it on your, losing your OC, but it doesn't excuse the fact that the defense is worse and you didn't really lose a ton of players and you still have the same DC. So there's a lot of questions with this Eagles team moving forward. Fortunately, because you have a winning record, it's something you guys can work through. You still have time to do that. But, you got to figure it out quick, because otherwise it can start to look a lot like a couple of years ago where you started out on fire and then fell apart. And, when you are week 5 and you already have team meetings with players, that's not a good sign.
Nope. Nikki, I asked this on my Eagles podcast on Friday. Did Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo lose the locker room, you think? Patullo, yes. For me, yes.
Patullo definitely, because the way they're playing, they do not look like they're on the same page at all. And you saw it in the game against the Giants. It's like Kevin Patullo, it's like, I don't know what it is with him. I don't know if he just went with the pass happy approach that previous coordinators went with when he was just on the sideline and decide, you know what, this is something that previous coordinators done. I'm going to do the same. It's like, did he learn anything actually from the most successful people? Did he go, oh, wait a minute, hey, this is what Kellen Moore did, this is what Shane Steichen did, maybe I should borrow bits and pieces from them? Or is he just happy with the gig he got? Like, he just, hey, I'm sure he's getting a raise for being an offensive coordinator. Is he just like, hey, I'm getting a raise, I'm going to enjoy this paycheck while it lasts, but trying to get a paycheck without doing the work is basically what it feels like. And that may have rubbed the locker room the wrong way. And certainly it's showing by the results. It's not a successful go with him as offensive coordinator, as the signal caller. And look at some of the plays they run in the second half. They are very one-dimensional and predictable, and defenses, whether it be the Buccaneers, the Broncos, the Giants, are shutting them down and adjusting real quickly.
Yeah. Bo, do you think that Sirianni lost the locker room from the outside looking in?
It's tough to say, because, when you think about it a couple of years ago, it looked similar, right? I think the problem with Sirianni is he's not a guy like a Dan Campbell, right?
Right.
Where no matter who your OC and DC are, it's his culture, it's his system, right? Sirianni's not a scheme guy, right? Like he can direct people, but he needs his coordinators to be good at their job. And I'm not convinced that the OC is. Do I think he lost the locker room? Did he ever really have it? Winning cures all, right? But every time anything's been bad, that it's been disarray there while he's been there. Because we've had this conversation before when they were falling apart 2 years ago. They're like, oh, did he lose the locker room? Is he getting fired? Whatever. And then, he comes back, they win a ring, whatever. But every time they struggle, it's immediately Sirianni's the problem. So is he really a problem, or did they just win in spite of him? Right. And of course, unfortunately for us, we're not in the locker room, so we don't really know. But but he's not that guy that is great with scheme. So he needs his other coaches to be really good at their jobs. Yeah.
Shout out to my guy AK. We talked a couple days ago. He thinks that the Eagles should get an offensive consultant, maybe like a Mike McCarthy or someone like that, who's been in the league for a while, has experience in this. So I think that's the right move to go, but they're not going to go that route. Eagles are not going to go that route. And it's not mostly Sirianni's fault. It's mostly Patullo and the players not showing effort. The last game was completely on Jalen Hurts in that second half. Second half, Jalen Hurts was god-awful. That was his worst game of his career. You can argue last week. You can argue against the Bucs with Brady a couple years back. But, yeah, it's just and then this whole thing with A.J. Brown and everything is just insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy, great. Yep. So maybe that's the route to go, consultant, but neither here nor there, in my opinion. So, all right. Lamar Jackson is out again for the Ravens. Are the Ravens in trouble? They're 1-4 now. Nikki, I think you're gonna say yes.
That would be an understatement. The Ravens are cooked this year. I'm 1-4, and you're missing Lamar. Dude, now you're going against the Rams. I don't like the odds at all on this one. It's like I feel like maybe Harbaugh, it's just ran its course with him in that locker room. Maybe he's gotten too complacent because the pieces are just not there this season. Even when Lamar was healthy, they were still losing games. And even in that Kansas City game before the injury, they were getting destroyed. So it's not like they were winning this game and all of a sudden Lamar got hurt and they fell apart afterward. No, they were already struggling with Lamar. I mean, even in the games they were competitive, they were still losing. Now it's just like, oh, no Lamar, then. Now they're not even competitive. Because here's the thing. I feel like now it's just like, I feel like recent years they were successful in spite of themselves. They were having good regular seasons. They were making playoff runs in spite of themselves. Now, this year, it's finally starting to catch up to them with injuries and the dysfunction starting to show more now. Kind of what the Packers were dealing with in the late Mike McCarthy years, where they were making playoff runs in spite of themselves. Then finally, when Rodgers got hurt, it started to catch up to them. That's kind of where I feel like the Ravens are at now.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things is, I mean, obviously injuries hurt. No team is great when they start losing players, obviously. But the big thing for the Ravens is this is the worst defense they've had in a decade. And, I mean, everybody's been able to move the ball. Even when everyone was healthy, you could move the ball on this team. And so that's not something we're used to seeing from this. But, you know, and this is something I've said on other shows. Harbaugh has a seat that's heating up here because there's some very real coaching issues that we've watched over the last few years that are, you know, execution problems. I mean, when you get into the last two playoff losses, the primary running team, like the best running team in the league, forgot to run the ball in both of those losses, right? They just, that's not on players. You just straight up didn't call running plays. 2 years ago when they lost, they had 6 designed running plays to a running back the entire game. You can't do that. So, I mean, you're starting to see coaching issues. And this year, all of a sudden, we're running into really undisciplined play. They have a ton of penalties. You are lacking ball security. They're fumbling a lot, right? Like these are all coaching points. So this is something where, do I think he gets fired? No. Do I think his job becomes a little bit in question? Absolutely, because you've had an amazing roster for the last 5 years, and you are generally a first-round exit for a team that is arguably at the beginning of every year in that Super Bowl conversation based on the roster. So underperforming, having some major coaching letdowns, and then coming into this season, even before everybody got hurt, you know, 3 of these games could have gone either way if they just hold on to the ball. And so because that is a coaching thing, I think that's where the Ravens are really in trouble.
Yeah. I'm actually going to look up their schedule right now. I know they got the Rams, right? So they got the Rams.
Yeah, they're going to lose that.
Yeah. Damn, where the hell?
Because Cooper Rush
There we
looked
go.
terrible.
Yeah, they got the Rams.
I really expected him to look better with as good as he played with Dallas. I expected him to be a better fit, but man, he got out there and it was bad.
Yeah. So they got the Rams, then the Bears, then the Dolphins, then the Vikings, then the Browns. That's the 5 games that they got.
Yeah, the only saving grace is they have a bye week after this week. So
Yeah.
in theory, they'll get Lamar back, and obviously that will help. But they're about to get beat up by the Rams.
Yeah. Just crazy. All right. Is there any rookies right now that are kind of like standing out? This is like a rookie radar type of segment. Bo, is there any? Obviously, for me, it's the Buccaneers wide receiver. I'm keep on forgetting his name.
That's actually what I was looking up. Yeah, because I forget. I forget how to say his name.
I always forget his name every time.
But that's the guy for me.
Yeah.
Like he had a huge game against my Seahawks. I mean,
Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah, Mbuka. There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. He absolutely killing it this year. So yeah, that's who I'm going with.
Nikki?
Yeah, I would definitely, for him, absolutely. He's a huge game changer. I mean, you could be talking maybe a year or two. He's probably going to be the guy that takes Mike Evans' spot as the number one option in that Tampa Bay offense.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to go with him on this one.
I think a lot of
because
people are.
I mean, he basically got thrust into that with Evans' injury, right? So I mean, he basically went from nobody knew who he was to he's your number one target.
Yeah. And Baker Mayfield is just giving it to him. He's catching everything right now. He can't drop.
Yeah.
He can't drop a single catch right now. It's kind of crazy. So I think that's unanimous. So. All right, next thing. If you could steal one player for your team, who would it be? For me, it's going to depend on fit. So for me, I'm going for a corner. James, can I have Slay back? Is that it? I'm taking Slay back. So thank you, James. I'm taking Slay.
Yes, please.
You're the same thing, Nikki?
Yes. Him back. And actually, I'll go outside the box a little bit. Can we get Kellen Moore back?
I don't think we can get Kellen Moore back, but that would be good.
Matter of fact, put Kevin Patullo as the Saints head coach. It's not going to make a difference with that team.
True.
Damn. All right. But what about you?
Man, at this point, can I just get some of my own players back? Like, I don't even need to steal one. I just need somebody that starts on the defense to still be starting on the defense this week.
You just take anybody and be like, here, we need you back.
Any of them. I mean, we have our starting corners are off the practice squad this week.
Oh,
both
damn.
of them. Both starting corners. Yeah, no. Like this is rough. Our defense is hammered. So, yeah, can I just get some of my own dudes back? Would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm right there with you because Jalen Carter was injured too. Same with Quinyon Mitchell. So I'm like, Mel Williams, I'll take you back. Mekhi Becton, I'll take you back.
Well,
Sweat.
So here's the here's how this breaks down. Tariq Woolen out. Julian Love out. Witherspoon out. DeMarcus Lawrence is going to be on a pitch count. He's going to play, but it's going to be limited. Emin Worry is going to be somewhat limited. So you're going to be your third safety is going to be your starter, your number one guy back there. And then you have Shaquille Griffin coming off of the practice squad. I don't even remember who the other guy was now offhand for the other corner. You have Kobe Bryant going to step into the nickel. Like when you're looking at this defense, you're just like, yeah, man, we're about to get lit up.
Yeah. It's got to be kind of hard when you have a player named Kobe Bryant on your team. I feel like it's kind of hard.
You know, he actually is a really good utility guy. So he started out as a corner. He got moved to safety. And is he great in either spot? No, but because of his versatility, like you can put him everywhere. And that's actually really helpful, especially when apparently everybody wants to watch this game on TV rather than be on the field.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's good. I love the utility guy. Just plug in. Kind of like, Cooper DeJean a little bit, Nikki. He's kind of like a utility guy a little bit. You could plug and put him in anywhere. So, all right. Name a team that is overhyped in your opinion. For me, it's the Eagles. The Eagles, but I don't know. Nikki, you got a team that's overhyped?
I'm trying to think of somebody else that might be overhyped. I was going to be smart and say the Cowboys, but that's not really a good. I think the
Yeah.
49ers are a bit overhyped.
Okay.
I mean, they got the 4-1 record right now, and maybe they do end up winning the NFC West, but that's still a lot. It's hard to tell now because that's going to be a competitive division. Anything could happen as the season goes along, but I feel like inevitably at some point, either late in the season or if they do end up winning the division sometime in the playoffs, they're going to get exposed. They're dealing with injuries. I feel like, and with Christian McCaffrey, you never know if he's going to actually hold up or not.
Mm-hmm.
When he does hold up, he can be a difference maker, but there's always that possibility with McCaffrey. So plus Bosa's out for the season. So I just feel like eventually all these injuries are going to catch up, either sometime during the season or possibly in the playoffs. So I feel like, yes, their record is 4-1, but eventually at some point it's going to come back to haunt them. Like it could even be this game against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Bo, who you got?
I mean, I agree with you. I don't know how they got to 4-1 being is many injuries that are on that team. So I'm with you there. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
I was thinking the Steelers, actually. Yeah.
People are super pumped on the Steelers. It's still a little early for me to believe that they're going to be able to sustain this. They got a lot of nice pieces, and Rodgers has looked better than he has in the last 4 years, obviously. So do I think this team deserves some hype? Sure. Do I think it deserves the amount of hype that they're getting? I think we need to calm down a minute. It's still early. If they can keep playing the way they are, then maybe they deserve it. But as it sits today, I think they're a little overhyped.
All right. So for me, my real one, not the Eagles, my real one, I've got to say Indianapolis Colts, man. I need to see more of them. Yes, they're 4-1 right now. Indiana Jones, is they going to play to this type of standard for the entire season? Probably not. And then 2, the Jaguars a little bit, because I don't think Trevor Lawrence is still that good. So both in the same division for me.
So the Colts are interesting, man, because I'm with you. Like I didn't even have them in my top 10 power rankings for like 3 weeks, right? Because I'm just like, You guys haven't beat anybody. I mean, they snuck past the Broncos, but other than that, they played against teams that were terrible. And then they gave that game away against the Rams. They actually should have won that game. And the Rams are a good team. Right. I mean, if you didn't have a rookie decide to throw the ball out the back of the end zone and then, fumble again on their way into on another drive, that game goes wildly different. I think what makes it interesting as far as them is, obviously you have to play whoever's on your schedule. So they're playing good teams really tough. And then they're beating up on bad teams. So, I mean, they hung 40 on the Raiders. So I'm starting to take them more seriously, but I'm with you. Like every time I'm watching, I'm like, it's Daniel Jones. Like and then it's the Colts. So I don't know, but at the end of the day, you're 4-1, easily could have been 5-0.
Yep. Easily. So, all right, let me pull up the schedule here for the next one. These are all the game slate. Is there a trap game this week? For a trap game alert? Let me pull up the schedule real quick. When you give Daniel Dimes an O-line, this is what happens. You had success. Yeah, our crew, I just don't know if they can sustain it. That's me. All right. Is there any games, except I'm going to move down there. We don't need that one. Any games this week that are trap games? You guys think? Any game? Who's playing Monday? Oh, we got 2 games Monday night. Okay, the Bills and Falcons,
Buffalo,
Bears
Atlanta
and Commanders.
could be a little more competitive than some people think because Atlanta has a pretty solid defense. I still got Buffalo winning, but I think it could be a lot tighter than most people expect.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Buffalo also doesn't have a good defense. So that's another team that, despite the fact that they're winning games, you can score on them. So I'm with you there. For me, it could be the Ravens for the Rams if they start to look past them because the Ravens look so bad. Lamar is out. If you look past them, all of a sudden you could have Cooper Rush actually have a good game. So I could see how that could end up being a trap game.
Huh. Where are the? I guess they don't. Who is on a bye week? All right, Vikings and Houston. So,
yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys at the Panthers because the Panthers have been beating teams kind of left and right. What is their record? Like 2? They have 2 wins right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Who do they beat here? They beat the Falcons and the Dolphins. So honestly, the way that the Cowboys been looking, I might have to go with that one with the Panthers. Give them a win here.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be my trap game alert. And then what's the last thing? Any player breakout for this week? Is there anyone you think will have a standout game? Let me pull up the schedule again. No, wait, no, that's not it. Oh, Lord. There we go. Any players you think will have a breakout game? Nikki, I'll start with you.
Players. Let's see.
I think DK can go off against the Browns.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that makes the most sense there. That makes no sense.
Maybe Ashton Genty against the Titans defense.
That's a good one. I was gonna honestly go. You know who I was gonna go with honestly? Brock Bowers against the Titans defense. I was gonna go 1A, 1B. So
yeah.
Me and Nikki are on the same page there for that one. So, Bo, who you got?
I think DK has a big day against the Browns.
All right. Yep. All right. So now we're gonna go to the predictions here. Come on.
Although I guess I could have went Pickens against that Panthers defense.
Either way, yeah. All right, let's go here. All right, here we go. First game, Colts and the Cardinals. Who you guys got?
I got the Colts.
Oh, he is out. Arco, he is out. All right, then I'm going to go with Genty then.
I guess Bowers isn't going to have a big day.
Yeah, it's not either.
Yeah, no, the Cards are so inconsistent. I have to go with the Colts here.
Yeah, Nikki, you too?
Yeah, I'll go with the Colts.
All right. Next up, Chargers at the Dolphins.
I don't think the Dolphins like to play football, so I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'll go with the Chargers too. Nikki?
Same here, Chargers.
What's happening, Chad?
What's up, Chad? How's it going? Browns, Steelers.
Steelers, yeah.
Steelers.
I'm actually surprised that the Browns won a game. Cowboys and the Panthers. I'm going Panthers.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys because Dak, say what you want to say, but he's been doing really good, having a really good regular season. I feel he keeps that trend up against the Panthers.
Yeah,
I got the Cowboys here too. I think it's going to be a closer game than people expect, but I got the Cowboys.
Seattle at Jacksonville. Bo, do you have Seattle?
Got the Jaguars.
Oh, you got the Jaguars. Okay, I'm going with Seattle here on this one.
The entire secondary is hurt.
I keep on forgetting that.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Bo, because I was initially going to go with Seattle, but now that you brought that up, I'm going with Jacksonville.
So the only way Seattle wins this game is if it becomes a shootout, because it'll have to look very much like the Bucs game last week, where basically just every time you touch the ball, you score. That's going to be the only way that Seattle wins this. If they get stopped by the Jacksonville defense, it's going to be a wrap, because there's so much that Jacksonville will be able to key in on that the Bucs did to this team because of all the injuries. Seattle was very pedestrian when it came to the way they ran defense. The middle of the field is wide open all day, which is exactly where they'll move Travis Hunter. So this is if it's a shootout, Seattle has a shot. Otherwise, this is going to be a Jags game all the way.
All right. Shoot it. I think we're all going Rams here.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
going Rams.
I'm not picking the Ravens anymore this year. I'm done.
Well, certainly with Lamar out, because we saw how bad Cooper Rush looked. I don't think that's going to get significantly better in 1 week. So, yeah, Rams.
Right. Okay. Next up, Patriots at the Saints.
Also the Patriots, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
Patriots.
wrong. They actually won a game. I keep on saying they won't going to win a game this year,
Yeah,
and
they
did.
They were gifted a game.
Yeah.
They had no business winning that game. They were handed points. I would hope you can win that way. So, but yeah, the Patriots, easily.
All right, Nikki.
I'm going with the Patriots for sure. Easy.
I'm going Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah, this is going to be I'm glad we're probably not going to see this game.
Yeah.
Because this game is going to be terrible. But I do have the Raiders.
Yeah, Tank Bowl championship.
No question.
No question there. Niners, Bucks. I'm going Bucks.
Yep, got the Bucks.
Buccaneers here.
Especially because going into today's game, Purdy is out. Mac Jones is questionable. So even if Mac Jones plays, he's probably not going to be 100%. You might be on your third string quarterback. Yeah, I'd take the Bucks all day.
All right. Bengals at the Packers. I'm going Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Which quarter does Flacco get hurt? That's the real prop bet here.
Oh, I know.
I got Green Bay, obviously.
I don't want to say. Oh, screw it. I'm going to say it anyways. Is he going to pull like an Aaron Rodgers and get injured on a third play?
I don't think it'll be that bad.
Not going to win, but still. Lions at the Chiefs. I'm going Lions.
Yeah, Lions.
Yeah, especially because Rashee Rice doesn't come back until next game. So I think the Lions are just too much for KC still.
Bills at the Falcons. Bills.
Yeah,
I'm going
this
Bills.
is a real question, right?
Bills.
And then
Yeah.
Bears at the Commanders.
That'll be a good
Commanders.
game.
It's going to be fun. This will be a fun game.
I have Washington also, though.
Oh, yeah, me too. All right, guys. So that's going to conclude NFL Sunday Morning Show for this. Huh?
I said Washington.
Yeah, I think we all predict the same games, same teams for all these games here. So, all right, guys, that's going to conclude the NFL Sunday Morning Show. We got a wrestling show up next, Wrestling Asylum with Eric the Joker. We got halftime coaching adjustment 11:30. We got a couple NFL games during the day. I am streaming Red Zone at 1 o'clock on the network, so I got that. There's going to be basketball tonight. I'm streaming that. Cavs versus Celtics. That's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day. Nikki, what you got coming up?
We got on Tuesday, it's a big day, 11:30, episode 30 of the 3-Point Blitz.
Oh, 30 already? Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't
right.
feel like it. Doesn't
Yeah, I
even feel
know.
like it.
This has been hitting up pretty good as a suitable replacement for the Pick and Roll podcast. And probably throughout the week, I'll be doing some more impromptu live streams, which the good thing about it is it gets views. The bad thing is you get these random trolls come in.
I hate those vertical lives. I hate them.
Yeah. So it's
I
like,
don't do
I'll
them a
do
lot.
it for the views, but I might start, scheduling it and promoting it like at least a half hour in advance, try to get some more my followers to come on in. But definitely you can always catch guarantee 3-Point Blitz and Pick'ems Tuesday, 11:30 3-Point Blitz, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Pick'ems. exclusively on the Hardcore Sports Network. Although last week, me and Pyro kind of broke that rule. We added it to our channels.
Oh, good. I already yelled at Pyro for that.
But
All right, Bo, what you got, man?
Yeah, so I mean, during the week we have our daily show, Coast to Coast Sports, and then of course our Wednesday wrap up, which is simulcast on everywhere. And then to answer Chad's question right there, Adrian Martinez and Curtis Rourke are the backups, and there's a reason you haven't heard of them because they're not great. So Niners may be in some trouble. But anyway, so yeah, basically just head over to my channel. There's something happening all the time.
All right, guys. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. And we'll catch you all next Sunday. Peace, guys. Have a good one. Enjoy your football.